Hey, what's up, good people? Reginald Kuakaru here. I see some of y'all already in here and waiting, man. Good to see you. Hey, Pamela, what's going on? Good to see you. Grand Rising. Jessica Angel Feathers, good morning. And good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be in the country and the world. So hello. And Fort Law, Grand Rising, formerly known as the Sun King. Man, you changed your name. What you do, man? You have to go in incognito or something? What you do, man? So Sun King got to hide out. I'm sorry, dude. I told your name. My bad. My bad. Let's see. Fort Law. He got to hide out this morning. Let's see. Ivory Crump, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Glad to be here. Glad to see you here. Benny, what's happening? What's happening, Benny? Good to see you here, brother. Good to see you here. So yeah, so we'll just be hanging on here for a few minutes, waiting for everybody to get in. So get in where you fit in. It's all good. Rhonda, what's going on? What's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Blue sky. Hello. So people filing in. It's all good. Man, we've been getting a little rain here in Dallas, so I've been kind of having to kind of curtail my walking a little bit, but it's all good. So I figured I need to go to the gym anyway, so I've been doing that. So it's all good. For a loss of political reasons, huh? So you needed asylum, huh? Is that what it is? I got you. All right, Terry Beverly. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Good to see you, Pamela. Good to see you. So yeah. Ashlight, hello. How's it going? Good to see you. Glad you're here. So yeah. So we'll be going here in a little bit. So just giving everybody a few minutes to kind of get in and we can get rocking, guys. We can get rocking. Lovely Laura, how's it going? Good to see you, lovely Laura. Good to see you. So Laura's in lovely Laura joined my class here last week. So glad to have family here with me too. So definitely. Kamani, hello. Rome 100, Grand Rising. Sebastian Anderson, good to see you. Bentley, what's going on, brother? Good to have you here, man. Good to have you here. Bentley's in my class too. So, man, got some good people here. Deborah Rose, what's going on? That's one of my leaders in my class, Deborah Rose. Yes, ma'am. She's been with me from the beginning. So one of my special people. Hello, Deborah Rose and Malachi. Hello. Kathy B, good to have you here. Wesley Lewis, hello. First time here. All right, Wesley, good to have you here. Yeah, Deborah Rose all the way across the pond, so it's evening time for her. So yeah, so good to have you here as always, though. Laverne Thomas Bay, hello, and unanimous greetings. Let's see, let's for Lauren Law, Grand Rising. All right, so far I'm getting some good names. I haven't got those hard to pronounce names yet, so I know y'all gonna throw something in on me though. Renee Colgate, hello. How you doing? Good. First time here, so first time is good. Good. Betty Spaghettio, hello. What's happening? Welcome back. I Heart You. How's it going? I Heart You's in my class too. Good to have you. So Grand Rising. So Malcolm Floyd, hello. So glad to have you guys here. So for sure. So it's all good. Let's see. And Tanjay says, first time here. Good to have you. Tanjay 357. And Alonzo Lloyd, Grand Rising. Got a Zuri Rose. Hello, what's going on, Zuri? Zuri's in my class too. Good to have you. And Renee Johnson, hello. Is that Nivak 111? See, Deidre Dudley, hello, Grand Rising. 444 Bree, Grand Rising. And let's see who's at the Gracias Vegas. Good morning, Grand Rising. All right, and Toya said just found me yesterday. All right, well, glad to have you here. Better late than never, that's for sure. And Emerson Mallory, hello, first time here. Good to have you. Good to have you. All right, Deidre, we're glad to have you here for sure. Let's see. Let's look. Levon Brush, Malachi M. See, Malachi says my videos are soothing as hell. And there she is. My daughter's here, Voche Vibes. She's here. So she's my partner in crime. So glad those videos are good for you, Malachi. That's what they're for. So I think my channel is the channel that answers those questions that people had in Christianity. But everybody says God don't want you to know that, or just you don't need to know that. Nope. Sorry, I never believed that one. So I'm answering all those questions that I can. So to help everybody, so through some research and facts as well. Just like giving you just my opinion. Although I do give my opinion, I'm an opinionated brother, but I like giving facts too. And I like to give you the research, show you where to get it so you can research my research and maybe you can find something more, so it's all good. So yeah, so good. Taking your advice, trying to open my own business. Thank you. Yeah, do it, Emerson. And man, you got to have that, that courage to get that done too. Linda, what's up, girl? Hadn't seen you in a while. All right, Linda's good. She's here. All right. Let's see. Yeah. I can't follow. Can't follow the heart. Yep. Nope, you gotta follow your heart. That's what it's about. It's following your heart, following that inner call. So you got to know it. So that's for sure. So all day, every day. All right, Anisha Harris, what's going on? Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Anisha's in my class. Always asking a lot of good questions. I really appreciate that, Anisha. So sometimes people can be so quiet. I just be like, man, is my teaching that great that nobody has any questions, or are they just afraid? Don't want to ask questions. I think they don't want to ask questions. But it's all good. Ask questions, guys. That's what you're supposed to do. So it's good. It's good. So Jeff Hall, what's going on? What's going on, Jeff Hall? All right, guys, we're going to get going so we can get this party started. So I'm your host, Reginald Kuakaru. I'm the founder of Kemetic Centered Living. And of course, my sidekick in chat here today is Voche Vibes, my daughter. So she does the extraordinary readings. If y'all haven't gotten a reading from her, man, y'all need to go ahead and do that. She's my, so again, my sidekick here today. I hadn't seen any of my other moderators yet. So I guess they'll come when they come, but it's all good. So as always, guys, this will be a positive experience. I do not deal with negativity. I do not deal with people that want to argue and do all that stuff. It's out. We're about rising to a new level here. So arguing and debating, that just keeps you static. Okay. So let's rise. Let's rise. So it's about gaining that knowledge and rising. So that's what we're here to do. So if you're going to argue and all that kind of stuff and bring some drama to the chat, you will get bounced quick, fast, and in a hurry. I block people all day long. I mean, I have so many people come to my channel just want to just like start a bunch of crap or just talk a bunch of noise. I'm like, dude, I do not have time for it. I block you with the quickness because again, we're going to rise. We're going to rise. We're not here about strife. So anyway, but you'll be bounced out with no warnings if you want to start some crap. So just know that firsthand. So chat can get them moving pretty fast. And I can't always see all the questions. It doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. I just can't read the text that fast. And some of you guys want to like write a whole book. Just do like a little line. Help a brother out. Don't write a whole. I mean, it'd be like all that chat just take up the whole window. I'd be like, man, I can't read all of that. But anyway, so I can't read the text. So if you want a question that's just really burning for you that you need answered or want answered, you can use Super Chat to give. And that will put your question at the top of the window. And you can see the Super Chat down at your chat window. You'll see the $sign down there. And you can hit that and then you can give. And then it'll then type your question in that little box. And then it'll have you ask the question. pin the question up to the top of the chat window, and I can ask or answer for you, or do my best to answer it. I'll put it that way. So if I give a little value and enlightenment today, then please prime the pump. If you don't know what prime the pump is, then you need to go and watch the video. How can I make more money in my life that I have on my channel here? And really and truly, it's not. I know a lot of times it seems like it's self-serving, and I don't want it to necessarily be that. Although it is good for me, I appreciate it when people do. But it's a habit that you need to incorporate into your life. So even if you don't prime the pump by giving to me, you need to give in gratitude to somebody who's giving you something. So you give a little, priming the pump so that you can get more back. You know, that's what it's about. So giving to the universe, and the universe will return or know what to return back to you. So that's what priming the pump is. I have a class called the African Mind Rewire. And guys, I need to tell you a little bit about this class today, because man, this class is like no other class, okay? It's not a history class. So if you're looking for history and learning about your ancestors, I have a little stuff like that, but that's not what my class is about. So, and I love history, I do. And but it's not just about getting good facts and trivia, but then when you exit the class, what else do you have? I mean, you might have a little bit of pride about, you know, your ancestors, and that is very cool, because God knows that as far as the African diaspora, when it comes to us and our ancestors, we've been like raked over the coals about it, just basically told that we're nothing, you know, and did nothing in history. Well, that's not true. Okay, so the history is good. So from that perspective, but it really doesn't impact you in a sense of giving you tools. And in my class, I give you processes and tools and methods that you can use daily, guys. You know, so it's not like when we think about spirituality, and a lot of times we think about that in terms of a religious context, where they say that religion and spirituality is the same thing. It is not. Religion is about a box that you live in. Spirituality is something that you're taught. Spirituality is something that you're born with. And you don't need to belong to any group or any organizations in order to be spiritual. It is your personal connection. Okay. But how do you make that connection? How do you get connected to your higher self? How do you allow yourself to be guided? You know, and that's the kind of things that we're answering in my class. So it's about creating the life that you desire. Do y'all know that you are creators of your reality? If you don't know that, then you do not know how to live a life that is just like inspiring and on fire for you. You know, I've heard a saying before that that the average person dies by the age of 25 and just waits for the grave to catch up at 65. If you're living like that, then it's because you don't know you're a creator, you know? So I always say, I'm going to burn out before I rust out. You know, I'm going to live life. When I get to wherever I'm going after I die, it's going to be like, woohoo, what a ride, you know? So that's the way I'm going to do it, way I choose to live my life. Now, but if you're living life and not understanding that you are a god or goddess in this reality, then you have to rewire your mind, and you have to detach from the negative indoctrination of religion, because that's where we really got our introduction to spirituality. And understand, religion has just enough spirituality to keep you hooked, along with the fear that they incorporate in you. Okay? But the indoctrination, the ideas that you're taught, like I'm a wretch, I'm a born sinner, I'm a filthy rag, all that kind of stuff. How do a people that accept negative programming like that succeed at anything? Yet every Sunday, the African diaspora worldwide will confirm those negative ideas about themselves. And we wonder why so many of us live in poverty and our communities are in shambles. Okay? If you ingest those ideas, you cannot grow. You know, you cannot be bold. You cannot live life from a bold perspective. You know, so that's what this is about. What my class is about. If you believe you're broken, you're worthless, reality can only reflect that, because the African teachings are and the Kemetic teachings are that you are, what you see outside of you is a reflection from within you. Okay. So again, you're a god or goddess that creates. That's what you are. You have that ability, you have that power, but you have been taught differently. You have to rewire your mind. Okay. So that's the things that I'm helping do. Like, for instance, like, did you know? So I told you I teach like processes and methods. Did you know that prayer is actually a process? Do you know that there are specific steps that you can take to get a prayer answered? Because you think about it. How many times do you know or have seen a sinner, someone who you would classify as a sinner, get their prayers answered, but saints can't? How many times have you seen that? If you've seen that before, then you know logically there has to be something more than what the saint was being taught in church. There has to be, because by what the saint is being taught in church, a sinner should never be able to get their prayer answered, ever. Okay? But we know that that's not true. We know that so-called sinners get what they want a lot of times, and saints can't. So there has to be something different. So what is that? So one of the things I used to hate was when people would tell me I'm going through something difficult, and people go, "Well, just pray about it." Man, I hated to hear. When I was a Christian, I got to where I just, it was like a cat on a chalkboard, man. Just, I hated it. I hated it. But it was because I had no idea what to do. I'd prayed the way I thought I was supposed to, but I had no idea of what to do, what the science was behind that prayer, or what the science of praying is, because it is. And from the ancient African paradigm, there is a science to prayer. It's not just superstition. It's not just say a few words, bow your head, and then you like saying to God, okay, God, please, 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 you know, please. God, she was fine. I want her. No. But anyway, but it's more than that, guys. It's there's a science behind it. So that's what we get into my classes, teaching you the methods and processes and giving you tools that you need every single day to improve your life. I don't know how many times I have, like, just watched YouTube videos where they're talking about history and stuff like that. Then they'll make a reference to the spirituality, learn about your ancestors, and you will be like greater, you know? Well, no, that's not how it's going to work. You have to learn what those ancestors were doing, if they were doing great things, what their mindset was. You have to understand what that is, and you cannot do that just from a history lesson. That's why I can't accept this idea that just spread knowledge, and that's supposed to be okay, because it's not about spreading knowledge. It's about applying knowledge. I can read a book about investing in the stock market, and I have just gotten some knowledge, but just because I read that book does not mean I'll be able to invest in the right stocks and do the right thing. I have to be able to learn deeper and learn how to apply it. That's what this Kemetic spirituality is about. That's what Kemetic centered living is about. It's about giving you the tools and the processes in order to impact your life, and in order to think like the ancient ancestors thought. Okay, that's what it's about. Okay, because it's a science, and we know that people, when we used to pray, we will stumble on stuff every now and then. But here, I'm going to teach you the processes. Okay, and teach them where they're repeatable. And when you don't get what you want, then you know how to look within and figure out what you need to do to make a correction. Okay. All right. So that's what it's about. A lot of times, like, we're sick and tired of struggling. And I hear so many people say these words: the struggle is real. You just prayed and you don't even realize it. When you affirm the struggle is real, guess what? You just primed the pump. You just gave the universe what you wanted back. Not with the words, with your vibration. You believe struggling is real. Struggling is how it's supposed to be. If you attach yourself to struggle, then guess what? The universe is going to reflect back to you. Okay. You're praying. Okay. This is the deeper knowledge. This is the ancient Kemetic way of understanding how you relate and connect to the universe. Okay. I made a video that really gets into those principles a lot. It says, if I don't pray, who do I pray to? Because I know and understand that once you guys step away from the religious programming, that it's like, what do I do next? You know, what am I supposed? How am I supposed to think? Who do I pray to? You know, will God answer my prayers? Jesus won't save me. Who's going to save me? What am I? I know that those questions are running through your mind, and there are answers in this ancient knowledge for you. And they're going to be more empowering than anything you were taught as a Christian. And I specifically reference Christianity because that's what I lived with. I don't know. I didn't live as a Muslim. I didn't live as a Jew. My life was as a Christian, and that's what I dealt with. My family, everybody around me was a Christian. So I speak to those experiences. That's what I do. So people ask a lot, you know, okay, well, what about, you know, this and that? That just really is not that important to me because it wasn't part of my experience. Okay. So that's where it's coming from. So if you're sick and tired of living life in mediocrity, if you want to fire your boss, if you're tired of not having more month than money, it's because you've been praying a certain way and you didn't know it, but you can change it. This stuff is powerful, and you cannot tell me, not this brother, you cannot tell me this stuff doesn't work. I can testify, I can give you testimony all day long. I know it works because it's worked and is working in my life. It's long after I left Christianity. So you can be skeptical if you want, because I'm a natural skeptic. Experience, I know this stuff works, and I know it has worked for other people in their lives and is working right now. If you're in my class, let them know. Tell them this stuff is working for you, how it has changed it. Please type it up there and let them know. Because this is not just theories that I'm throwing out. This is the science of the ancient African ancestors. I happen to have a gift to where I can explain it, to where I can break it down in a simple mode that can make it useful in your life. Okay. And it answers those questions from Christianity that you couldn't get answered. Because Christianity is nothing but repackaged Kemetic spirituality. They repackaged it in the way that they understood it and at that level of understanding, and gave it back to us as something else. That's what Kemetic spirituality are. That's what Christianity is. Okay? And it's hurtful to us. It has been hurtful to any indigenous group of people anywhere in the world. Wherever Christianity has gone, indigenous people have suffered, plain and simple. That is the truth. That is the truth. So my class will definitely empower you. It is going to absolutely positively change your life in a way that you never thought possible. You can have more, do more, and be worthy, and know that you are worthy to have more, do more, and be more. Not like Christianity, where you're taught like you're supposed to be poor. It's more spiritual to be poor. Hell no. No, 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 no. This is an abundant universe, and anything you want can be given to you, or you can have anything you want. You're supposed to, it's your birthright. Believe that. It is not more spiritual to be poor. That Christianity, that was nothing but mental warfare that Christianity has imparted on people, and especially the indigenous people around the world. You are a god or goddess in this realm of existence, and you are powerful, plain and simple. And again, I'm talking reality. I'm not talking theories. And the ancient African ancestors left this knowledge for us to learn. You have it. So you have the ability to learn it. Again, spreading knowledge, that's cool. I love it. I love history. I'm a history buff. I was a history teacher for 10 years. Loved it. Well, teaching history, but I didn't love being a school teacher. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But anyway. But so that's where it is. So again, so there are links to the class and the information for the class in this video. In any of my videos, you'll find a link to the information page about the class, and you can check it out. Read it in detail, people, because there's people that like join the class and then they go like, "Oh, well, what am I getting?" Like, dude, I listed out all of this stuff. Just check it out. Read it in detail. Okay. And it's going to tell you what to do. Okay. So again, so thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you. I'm always excited to be here. Your questions can be about metaphysics. It can be about Kemetic spirituality. I don't do politics. I don't do all this other stuff. So I don't get into that. I get into creative and creation stories and creation modes. So I'm here about us creating a new reality. That's what I want to. That's what it's about. So I'll do my best to answer your questions truthfully and honestly and to the best of my knowledge. Okay. If I don't know something, this is what you will hear from me. I do not know. It's that simple. I don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all. I'm learning and experiencing on my level too. Some of you guys, I've been around for a lot longer than some of y'all, so I know a lot of things, and I can help you with those. But I don't know it all. I haven't experienced it all, and there are some things I don't want to experience. Okay, so let's be real about that. But anyway, all right. So let's get going. If you got questions, I see people are already priming the pump. I thank you very much. I saw Bentley earlier priming the pump. Let me go back up here. Let's see, Bentley, Sabrina. Man, thank you guys. $19.99 from Bentley. Sabrina gave $4.99. Thank you very much. Or Sandra, I'm sorry. Sandra gave $49.99. Woo, woo. Thank you very much. All right. And let's see, and that's French name Phil. All right. And he says self-check, reality check, blank check in that specific order. Keep doing what you do. All right, appreciate that. I like how you put that French thing. I like how you put that. That's good. Self-check, reality check, blank check. Yeah, I like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. And who's this? Man, I don't know. They're cutting off my names for some reason here. Why are they doing that? Let's see. I see Nawang. I can't see the whole name. I'm sorry, but thank you. They gave $50. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And I heart you, $14.99. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Ashe. So just in case you guys don't know, so in the spiritual circles, there's a term called namaste. Okay. And namaste, basically, it means the God in me recognizes the God in you. So when somebody says namaste, they're saying that to you. The African equivalent of that is ashe. Okay. So ashe is basically recognizing the spirit that we all are, the spirit that is within each of us. So if you understand that concept of namaste, then ashe is the same, basically the same term for African spirituality. It is from the Yoruba tradition. Okay, but ashe means that same thing. So yeah, I see, and Voche put up the Cash App. So thank you very much for that, guys. I really appreciate that. Let's see. So let me see if I'm going to try to go back and see if I can answer some questions if you guys had while I was doing my little monologue here. See if I can go back and see if there's any things. Let's see. Not religious, I don't know. Let's see. Renee Colgate. Oh, this is a great question, Renee. Says, can we still learn from your class if we are not religious and don't know anything about Christianity? Absolutely, positively, because these ideas go beyond any religion, any spiritual system. Okay, so these are ideas about connecting to the universe. Okay, and connecting to universal laws. It has nothing to do with the religion or the box that people put it in. So that's a great question, Renee Colgate. I really appreciate that one. So yes, you don't have to belong to any religion in my class. Now I give it through a filter because again, I'm unrewiring people from negative indoctrination. But believe it or not, if we have been immersed in countries that are religious, then we take on those religious indoctrinations no matter what. Because if you think about it, there's plenty of people who are not Christian that still celebrate Christmas, here in the United States. So they still take holidays because of Christian holidays or whatever, because of Christmas and different things. So even if you're not religious, if you are in a country that practices a certain religion, then you are immersed in those ideologies all the time, and you still get those ideologies. Okay, so great question, great question. Let me see. Looking back. Let's see. Let's see. Watching how says survival skills is very important. People Sankofa and regain the old survival technique. Yeah, and actually it's beyond going to survival skills, because survival skills are more, to me, it's like you're trying to like stay afloat. These are about creation skills. It's going beyond survival, because as a people, a lot of times that's what we do, and we're reactionary. So survival skills put you in reaction mode, whereas creation skills put you into dictation mode, where you're developing what you want from your life. You have a vision for your life and you want to create that vision. That's what these skills and processes will teach you how to do. Okay? So it's not by accident. Okay, success is not by accident at all. It's something that can happen. But if your mind is wired a certain way, then it's going to reflect your wiring. Plain and simple. If it's negative or limited thinking, and a lot of times, if we have been religious, when we are religious, it is a foundation for limited thinking, and especially for the African diaspora. I mean, it's just it is limited thinking du jour. I mean, every Sunday we get into the churches and we argue for our limitations. I'm broken. I'm a wretch. I'm a sinner. I'm all of, and it's in the name of being humble. But if you're gonna start a business, do you go to somebody and tell them, I'm broken, I'm a wretch, I can't do a good job, I can't? Hell no. You got to go. If a person is gonna frequent your business, you're gonna tell them how great you are. But if every day you're thinking in your mind of how something's wrong with you, how do you tell them how great you are? How do you get the message of how good of a business person or how good your service can be? It's two different things. So you're going to be wrestling and battling with those contradictions, and that's what a lot of times the religious those affirmations are what I call them. Those religious affirmations put you at odds against being your best self. That's really what they do a lot of times. Okay, but we never ever even thought about it in those contexts, and I realize that a lot of people have never thought about it in as being in those contexts. And Ivory Crumb says KCL is changing my life. And Lovely Laura says manifestation definitely works, absolutely, positively. Let's see. The Gracias Vegas says I need to get in this class and stop playing with myself. Hey, absolutely, absolutely. Man, oh man. See, I found 2 old checks yesterday while looking for my W-2. Hey, ain't that good when that happens? And especially if you needed them, because there's things like I used to consider myself an atheist for a while, and it's a long story, but and I told it in one of my videos, but there were things that happened in my life that I knew that there was something bigger that was involved here. You know, I remember I was trying to change careers and change jobs, and in the midst of that, I had to quit my old job in order to get my new job. Well, I didn't have income coming in, and so when that happened, man, I ended up they got me ready for eviction from my apartment. Okay, and I had no idea where I was going to get the money, nothing. And then just when I needed it, somewhere a check was mailed to me from my old company. I still to this day have no idea where it came from, because it wasn't from a retirement fund. I don't know what it was, but it was a check that was big enough for me to bridge me over from my old job to my new job till I got to. And when that happened, I was like, man, wow, you know, and it made me just start to thinking about things, you know. So I started looking for answers to why stuff like that happens. Let's see. So yes, this stuff is real. This stuff is real, for real. Fort Law says I'm not in class and it's done beyond wonders for me. I know it's true. Yep. Is it a sin to be poor? Shit, it is to me. It hurts. But no, but it's not more holy to be poor, you know. So we're the only. Well, I won't say we're the only. In the African diaspora and in the churches, we're taught that it's more holy to be poor. It's more holy to be without. Because what are you supposed to do, man? You're supposed to make sure that the church is taken care of. So you give all your money to the church and do whatever, and the church is running fine, but your life is in shambles because you don't have money. And then when you need it, you can't go to the church and them give you money. And the truth of the matter is they can't take care of everybody in the church. So that's just reality. So you might can ask for something, and then a lot of churches these days, I know that they do have funds and stuff like that, but you can't take care of everybody. It's just not possible, you know. But you can do it for yourself, you know, for sure. So it is definitely not a sin to be poor. So Clement Smith, thank you very much, brother. Clement always comes through. I appreciate you, brother. Clement gave $25. Thank you. Let's see. I'm looking for questions here. Let's see. Kay Hudson says, I'm in your class, and says, hello, I'm in your class, and I'm so thrilled about what I'm learning. Thank you for that, Kay Hudson. I really appreciate that. Because this stuff is really powerful, guys. It's a whole different paradigm. And what I give you is the ancient African paradigm. These were people that built pyramids, you know? So these pyramids they cannot duplicate a pyramid today. With all the technology that we have, we cannot duplicate those pyramids. Not one of them. Okay? And I know the next question is, well, why did Africans like lose everything that they had in a sense? You know? And the answer to that is that it's just cycles of energy, cycles of nature. Everything that goes up has to come down. Any country or any civilization that has existed in time goes up and comes down. I don't care. Greek civilization, Roman civilization, the United States right now is struggling, and guess who's coming up? China. Okay? So every civilization struggles and goes through struggles. And then the knowledge was lost because a lot of the priests that had the knowledge to spread to the people were basically killed off with Christianity. And they shut down the temples. They did everything they could to make sure that Christianity did not have a competitor. Because Christianity was taking a lot of these ideas that people knew where they were coming from and saying that they were new and original when they were not. Well, those people had to be getting rid of, you know. So that's why a lot of that knowledge was taken, and people just didn't they didn't have it anymore. At some point, they just didn't have it anymore, you know. And fear takes over, and when fear takes over, you don't think anymore, you react. And that's a lot of times what we're in. We're in fear mode, you know. So often we're in fear mode. Yes, let's see. Monique loves you says, how does speaking in tongues tie into supernatural African spirituality? It might not, and that's the thing. We can't always project what we do today back into African spirituality or back into ancient times. Because one of the big questions people always ask is, well, did Africans believe in homosexuality? I don't know. They never wrote it down. And if they did, they probably didn't react to it like we do today, because we've been given the ideas about how we react to and deal with homosexuality from the church, which is negative, you know. So we can't project everything that we do, and that's again, that's our religious thinking, because we think that the Bible has every answer. That's what we're taught. The Bible has every answer that could have been answered or has been answered. That's not true. It's just, it never has been. Okay, so speaking in tongues, it's. I mean, I will something that's more metaphysical than it is anything, that the possibility that you can connect to your higher self in a way and speak a language. It might be a light language that does not translate verbally in ways that we know. So that's very possible. But I always raised the, you know, I had that side eye with people that fell out all at the same time every Sunday, basically said the same words, same people caught them. I was like, yeah, But anyway, but it's possible to speak in tongues and to speak and connect to another language outside of our human realm. I totally believe that's possible. Okay. Malcolm Floyd says, got to catch up with some of those vids later. Yep. Let's see. Are there infinite spirit beings? Yes, we are infinite spirit beings. See, I already 444 Bree says, can you break down homosexuality? I just did. Okay. So that's always a question that comes up. So this is the thing that I want you to understand about anybody that is connecting with KCL and Kemetic centered living, as far as my views on homosexuality. Everybody has a right to be who they are. I don't care what you do. You have a right to be who you are. I do not have a right to tell somebody else how to live their life. And quite frankly, when people are doing that, it's because they don't want to look at their own shit, so they're trying to tell somebody else how to live. But if someone is homosexuality, gay, LGBTQ community, you're welcome at Kemetic Center Living. And if you don't like that, see you. You know, everybody is an aspect of the creator. There's only one creator. And people that want to rail against how other people are living, then to me, you're saying there's two creators, because there's got to be a creator creating the shit you don't like. Plain and simple. Either there's one creator or there's not. That plain and simple. And that's the way I look at that. So if you're gay, homosexual, LGBTQ, you're welcome at Kemetic Center Living. So, you know, it's all about love for me. All about love. Let's see. Do we ever stop coming back once we've learned? Let's see. And P-Dub says, do we ever stop coming back once we've learned all of our lessons? Yes, and actually, you can no longer reincarnate on Earth, but you're going to move to a higher plane. So Earth is not the only plane of existence. And again, we're taught in religion and a lot of our spiritual systems. This is it. You incarnate here, you die, you go to heaven or hell, and that's the end. Well, no, that's not it. Consciousness is constantly evolving. Okay, all the time. So when you finish your incarnation here on Earth, then there's other levels of incarnation that you can go to. Okay. Let's see. Topic wasn't work. So because there's are very few. Let's see. Is a lot of people. Let's see. Is Shelby says, "Say it loud for the people in the back row." Yeah. So you're saying child molesters shouldn't be judged. Robert Evans, see, you're putting words into my mouth, but let me answer the question for you. See, I never said that child molesters shouldn't be judged. But the thing is they're not judged like we were taught in religion. And what does child molesters have to do with anything I've been talking about? What? So it's like, man, but the way that we've been taught, if you want to continue religious thinking, then please stay in religion. But if you want to evolve consciously, that's what Kemetic centered living is about. Don't bring religion into Kemeticism. Don't do that. That's not how it works. You're going to expand. And as a soul, having a human experience, there has to be a good guy and a bad guy. Child molester and the person being molested. Now, what is that person being molested supposed to learn from that lesson? Okay? If you chose to be the molester in this life, there are consequences to it, but it's not going to hell. Okay? So you get to be a hero in your movie. You think of yourself as a soul. You are a hero or a director, an actor in your own movie. And you're going to be the hero. Well, the hero needs the anti-hero in order to overcome. That's what our lives about are a lot of times. Racism, the anti-hero for Black people, okay? But we want to blame. If we will consider ourselves a god or goddess, you are a creator. You don't blame. Victims can only hope that the perpetrator can change. And if you're blaming, that's all you can do is hope that the perpetrator can change. So I'm saying that everybody plays their part. So a molester, Hitler, slave catchers, everybody played their part in their movie the way that they were supposed to. But we're never victims. We always have the ability to create something new and different, always. Now, if you're Christian, you're hoping that God's going to come back and punish everybody that did everybody wrong. It don't happen that way. Jesus ain't coming back. Okay? You are the God or goddess that's going to create the new consciousness. Period. That's what you're here for. And you're here on the leading edge of something that's already changing and happening. Plain and simple. Okay? Let's see. Deborah Rose says, join class, people. Says, these questions you have to get answered. It's ready. It's steady, weekly set of tasks. Yes. It's not just you gathering information. You're going to get some information, and then you're going to get tasks to practice every week. You get to use these ideas, not just read them and then put them up on the dresser and then keep on living your life the same way. It's about applying knowledge. So if you're coming just to basically just read, save your money. I don't want it. If you're coming to class to learn, you want to change your life and you want to do something different with your life, come. You're going to change your life. It is going to change your life. But if all you just that person that just gathers information, keep your money. Don't come to this class. You'll be wasting it. Okay, plain and simple. Let's see. Yes, Courtney, SLP says the SLP says you're the producer of your own movie. Absolutely, positively. You are that powerful. You're the producer of your own movie. Absolutely. Easy way to answer someone who asked me. See, what is an easy way to if somebody this is Shelby Williams says, what is an easy way to answer someone who asks me if I'm a Christian as a student of Kemetic Centered Living? Just tell them no, I'm not a Christian. And this is something that I use, Shelby. I say I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in Jesus, but Christ is a part of my life every single day. And I leave it at that. If they want to ask other questions, or if they start to get belligerent and start to like, what, you don't believe in Jesus? You don't do this? No, I don't believe in Jesus. But you don't have to like answer their questions for them. You give your answer, and if they don't understand, you might want to talk to them about it. You might not, but it's your choice. But my answer is I don't believe in Jesus, but Christ is an aspect of my life every single day. And that's because I understand through my Kemetic teachings and what I've learned that Jesus and Christ are two different things. Christ is a title. It's a state of being. It's not a last name. Never was. Never was. But that's what we were taught. Okay. Let's see. Did ancient Egyptians fast? I don't know. That's not something that they wrote about. So I don't know. So Shedrick says, I appreciate you. Thank you, Shedrick. I definitely appreciate that. And Robert, you bet, Robert. You're welcome for the answer. So don't take things too personal. A lot of times, guys, I'm getting mad at other people. I'm telling you, I have one of those sites where it polarizes people. Okay. So that means that either people like what I have or they don't. There's no in between. Okay. Very, very few in between. And people that don't like what I have, they attack. And there are just days I'm like, oh, and most days I let it slide off my back. But then there's just some days that Scorpio come out and I'm ready to fight, man. I'm like, man, you shouldn't have never, how Kermit does that thing? You shouldn't have never said that because I'm going to get you right. So, but that's like I said, just some days. Some days the moves hit me. Let's see. And let's see. Earth is, man, I'm way behind on the questions, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Let's see. Renee says Earth isn't the final frontier, but a few stops before the next plane is reached for some until we've learned the lessons of this physical life. Yeah. And that's the thing, guys. Excuse me. And understand the foundation of everything in the universe is vibration, okay? Or it's the organizing principle, I should say. So you've learned a lesson when you've assimilated it and you vibrationally don't react to things like you know that you've learned a lesson, really. When the same stimulus doesn't get a same reaction anymore, and it's genuine that you no longer react. Christianity tries to say, oh yeah, you just shouldn't react like this and blah, blah, blah. And then you like logically say, well, no, I'm not going to react to that. But inside your ass is about to explode because you're so pissed. But outside you're like, oh yeah, Jesus says I shouldn't react that way. That's how cancer starts. Shit. You blocking all of that energy and locking it up in you that has to explode. But when you genuinely recognize and gain the wisdom that you don't react to the same stimuli that you did before, that's when you know that you've gained wisdom and you've assimilated experience to where you don't vibrationally react in those low vibrational ways again. Okay? That's how you know that you've learned. That's how you know that you gain wisdom. It isn't some artificial, logical way of thinking. That's not what it's about. It's about you understanding that oh well, it does me no good to react that way. Okay, then you change who you are and you deal with it a different way. Okay, that's what it's about. Let's see, going. Let's see. What is the Kemetic teaching about the concept? What is the Kemetic teaching about the concept of marriage? I haven't seen anything on that, Clement. It's if you think about it, marriage is something that was instituted by the church. There before there was ever any organizations, man and woman, they got together. So before cavemen and cave women got together. So this idea that like sex is supposed to only happen in a marriage, that comes from ancient Gnostic teachings and ideas that they came up with. But in reality, it's natural for two people, whether man or woman, man, whatever it is that you want to be. It's natural for people to come together, and there is no sanction needed by the state for that relationship. Okay, personally, I believe that if you believe that the marriage license is what solidifies your relationship, you are already in trouble. I know personally, it does not just because two people have a marriage license between them doesn't mean that there is a commitment to the relationship. Okay, people cheat, so it has nothing to do with the license. It has nothing to do with a sanctioned state from the government. Nothing at all. So the relationship and the commitment is beyond any license, any piece of paper. Okay. So I don't know what they said about ancient marriage. Okay. Let's see. One lost set of spirits says I scream in the parking lot after work. Hey, I heard that. So okay, I'm looking. I know I'm behind, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Let me see. Stephen Bishop, what's up, brother? What's up? My brother from another mother, Stephen Bishop. Let's see. How do I take this up? Without being insulted. Harsh calls when I'm pissed. I'm ready to slap. I like your question, SJ. So SJ says, how to articulate yourself in a persuasive way without being insulting? I'm struggling with this so much because when I'm pissed, then I'm ready to slap some bitches. I understand. But this is the thing, SJ, is you really because if you're getting a lot of times when you're getting upset, you're making it a personal thing about you. And in reality, you have to be compassionate towards the other person. Okay. You have to know that they are on their journey, no matter where they are. And believe me, I get so many people that come to this website that they call me stupid. They call me an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. They do all of this stuff, and it's like, some days I'm like, what do you mean, dude? You stupid. You're the one, you know. But then I calm down and I have to say, you know what? It ain't even worth answering that person because they wouldn't even understand the perspective that I'm trying to put forth to them because they've chosen to believe something a certain way. That's it, plain and simple. So at that point, I calm down, okay, and I just say, you know what? It's not worth it to even get in a conversation at this point. You have a different perspective than I can even connect with. But bottom line is you have to recognize that everybody's on their own journey, and they're not going to be at the level, or they're not going to have the knowledge that you have. And at that point, you have to let them be. And when you let them be and recognize that they have a right really to be stupid, I don't know how else to put it. They have a right to be stupid. Let them be. And you let it go. So that's how I've handled it, because I know the feeling. Trust me. Like I said, every day I get comments, just negative comments, about certain things on my videos that I know that I know that I know. I've studied it. And all they're doing is coming from a place of faith. They want to equate faith with facts, and it's not. And it irritates me. But I have to let it go most days. Then sometimes I'm like, you know what? F you, man. So, but anyway, that's just me. That's my own personal deal. Unanimous says Kemetic views on disabilities like cerebral palsy. I have no idea. So I don't know what the Kemetic views on that are. They don't talk about things like that. So guys, we can't project today's issues, illnesses necessary back into how they thought about it, because society has reformulated, gotten more complex. There's a lot of things that we deal with today that they never dealt with back then. So they probably didn't say anything about it. And if they did, well, they would, most of the time what people were writing, it was about spiritual stuff, business stuff, and that was pretty much it. It wasn't about like we do today. We get like, cosmopolitan magazines that, want to tell you, 10 ways to have a great orgasm and stuff like that. That's not what they wrote about. So that type of stuff is not going to be something that you're going to be able to look back into and study necessarily. Okay. Let's see, Stephen. Thank you, Stephen, for that $5. Appreciate it. See, I've had the experience by one of my Christian friends. It didn't go well. Yeah, Stephen, I remember you telling me that that you talked to one of your Christian friends, and yeah, it usually doesn't, because you got to understand that when you tell a Christian something that goes against what they believe, it's not only against their beliefs, but it's like you're attacking them personally. Because on some level, it's like you're saying you're stupid for believing what you do. You might not mean it that way. Well, you might, but that's how they'll take it. So it's them feeling like they're attacked on a lot of different levels, and they got to come back at you because they're going to defend themselves. It's just natural and normal for a person to do that. So understand that if you tell them a lot of this information, they're not going to like it. They're not going to like it. Yeah, and Zuko here says some people are just comfortable where they are, and that's true. That's true. They're comfortable where they are, and you got to love them where they're at. And this is one thing I wanted to address too, was people and their spouses, when they learn this stuff, they start to gain this knowledge, and their spouses are still religious, and what they want to do is to just simply, they want to upset their spouse's life, because now all of a sudden I've got this new knowledge, and what you believe now is just stupid. I don't even want to deal with it. Guys, don't do that. Don't go to your spouse and start trying to shake their world up. This knowledge is for you. It's not for you to go and try to change everybody else, because that's what you're going to find. The deeper that you get into this knowledge, you find that it is about how you evolve, how you use this knowledge to help yourself. Okay? And I know you feel like, hey man, I found something great. It's freed me. I want everybody to feel this. But everybody's not ready when you are. And if your spouse is not ready, I've had people talk about leaving their spouses and breaking up marriages that they've had for years. I'm like, don't do that. Don't let something that you've started to evolve to come between you. Now, if the marriage and stuff was already on the rocks, I get that. But ultimately, the Christ in you should be the example for them. Your evolution and your wisdom that you've gained should be the example to them, not your words. They should see a different person, not talking a different game. They should see a different person. And that's how I know that people's spouses have come over to wanting to learn this knowledge, is that they was like, man, this person ain't reacting like they used to. What's going on here? And I like it, and then that's when they got curious about it. So if you're trying to beat your head over a spouse over the head with Kemetic knowledge instead of the Bible now, don't do it. Don't do it. PN Dub gave $10. Thank you. I appreciate that, PN Dub. I definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, Betty Spaghetti says, I only tell what's asked of me and nothing is voluntarily given. So, I know that's probably what the people asking you about, if you're a Christian or not, And quite frankly, it ain't none of their damn business. I mean, why are they even asking you that in the first place, So, it ain't their business. But I know different situations are going to dictate different things. So, and Linda Keller says, yeah, some people will never be ready. That's true. And you got to love them where they at. Empath says, mine kept pushing Christianity down my throat, and I broke off the engagement. No, and I understand that. I do. And either way, if somebody doesn't have the respect for you to allow you to be who you are, then I get that. And that it becomes very difficult. But that to me is a person that is very selfish, and they're very self-centered because they don't understand that, or they don't want to love you for who you are. They want to put you into a certain box. And that's either way, whether it's a Christian person or Kemetic person trying to put a Christian person into Kemetic spirituality. If you can't love those people for who they are, if you loved them before, that shouldn't change because your views have changed, So you learn to grow, and quite frankly, the Kemetic, with the Kemetic knowledge, you should be at a higher level. And you shouldn't react the same way that a Christian is, because Christians are taught that you have to convert everybody. It shouldn't be that way. Okay. And yeah, I agree. She says if your relationship, your vibes are genuine from your heart, then your relationships should not suffer. Yeah, but people are people, and I get what's real. So that's real. So that people do wonder, how do I navigate this now? Because this is new territory for me, and it's not always easy. But part of it too might be your lesson in how to reconcile that relationship. Let's see. Emerson Mallory says, I need understanding on that Christ part. Let's see. How can I know I did a couple of videos on that on my site, on my channel. I was trying to think just a quick way to explain that, Emerson, just that the idea of a Christ is actually about a person reaching a certain state of awareness. So Christ, one of the scriptures in the Bible says, Christ says, I am the light of the world, or Jesus says, I'm the light of the world. Well, the light of the world on a symbolic level it can be the sun, and it can be the idea of enlightenment. So Christ being, I am the light of the world, means that enlightenment is what changes the world, or what impacts the world. Okay. So when you become a Christ, you literally learn something or gain wisdom to where it changes you from within. Okay. So, and that can be on anything. I mean, any aspect of your life, on your job, your relationship, in a sport that you're doing, a workout that you're doing. It can be any little mundane thing. It's not just the major stuff. But when you gain wisdom, and it impacts you in a way that it changes the way you think, it changes the way you behave, it changes the way you do things, you become a Christ in that moment. So that's why I say every day I can learn something new. Something different can happen for me every day, that I reach that Christ state of, oh, I get it now. And that's what it is. It's that simple. It's not real complicated, but we do complicate it. But that's what Christ means, is that that I've reached a new state of evolution, and I've reached a new state of awareness. Okay, so that's what it means. So that's why I say I don't believe in Jesus, but Christ is an aspect of me every day. And that's really what these principles about Jesus and Jesus Christ in the Bible are about. They're about universal principles that impact humanity, not just about one special being. Okay, that's the difference in from the dogma to understanding what it was taught originally in Kemetic spirituality. Okay, so that's what I mean by that. Okay, I hope that explains it. See, the pastor and he's not tripping on me about this. Kay Hudson says my husband is a pastor and he's not tripping on me about this. And Kay Hudson, if he's educated in seminary, I bet he knows a lot of this stuff too. Okay, and I know a lot of times pastors, they do learn this stuff. I have a lot of pastors in my class, and they talk about it and they learn about it. But I know that there are pastors that are in seminary that they can't tell their parishioners this stuff. So they know it, but they can't talk to you about it or talk to them about it. Alicia Usher, thank you for that $20 gift. Thank you. And let's see, it's Tan J 357. Thank you for that $19.99. I definitely appreciate it. See, definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, dang, it moved. See, I hate it when this happens. Let's see. Church. I always feel depressed. What Dee Dee says, it's a good question, Dee Dee. Says, my husband is an elder in the church, a core Christian, and I've been learning about this Kemetic stuff. Every Sunday we have to go to church, and I always feel depressed. What do I do? Well, that's definitely a tough situation. But I think that if you have to let him know on some level that the church and what's happening in that church doesn't feed you anymore, you know. And but I know from a Christian perspective, if you've been a husband and wife team in that church, people are going to ask questions about it. And for your husband, I know that if you all of a sudden are not there anymore, I know it's going to be very difficult for him to answer those questions honestly and truthfully, you know. But at some point, you do have to be who you are. You do have to be honest about who you are, because ultimately it's hurting you. You know, if you're going every Sunday and you're there and you don't want to be, and for whatever reason, it's hurting you. And in order to grow through that pain or get through that pain, you have to find some kind of way to release it. So you know, at that point, you guys are going to have to communicate. You know, if that's possible, because I know a lot of times, again, you know, in the Christian tradition, women are just supposed to shut up, sit down, and be still and be submissive, you know, subservient. So that might be a conflict right there. But at some point, you have to, Dee Dee, you have to tell them. You have to let them know where you are with that. Let's see. She says that crystalline Christos energy is real. Yeah, the energy is real. We just label it by certain things, you know, and that's what Christianity has done. Is they taken our inner spiritual experience, and that's one of the things that you got to understand that you're dealing with Christians, is when you say Jesus isn't real, they equate that to saying the experience that I had within me wasn't real, and I know it was, and I know it was too. But they think that experience only happened because they believed in Jesus and they belong to Christianity. That's what Christianity has taught them. But in reality, that spiritual experience is part of us as human beings. Part of us as human beings being a soul, or a soul having a human experience, you know? So yes, the inner experience is real. Very real. And we call it by different names. The label doesn't matter. It's that inner subjective experience that matters the most, okay? And that you're connecting with. See. Let's see, Crystal Broussard. Thank you, Crystal. Crystal's in the class here. She says, imagine unlearning all those incomplete teachings. It definitely takes time, but it's definitely worth the lessons. No, absolutely. Absolutely. See, Christ is a state of being of consciousness. Yes, it's a state of being. You are consciousness, but but the idea of Christ, and there's different levels of understanding this idea. So don't just take the one thing that I explained today, because these lessons can have, I mean, 5, 6, 7 different levels that you can connect with them on. And we want to say it's this one thing. That's not how the ancient Africans did that and put that information forth. They put it to where the receiver of the information reached a certain level with it, okay? And or could only access a certain level with it. It's like you trying to teach a 5-year-old child some mathematical concepts and principles. You're not going to teach a 5-year-old child with calculus. You're going to teach them with the basic math. But that calculus is there. It's just a different aspect of mathematical language. You know, well, this symbolic language and this ancient terminology, these ideas they have different levels to them. So it's not just one level. Okay. See, Number Samara says, love yourself first. Absolutely, positively. Absolutely. Let's see. Our Will gave 1144. It says, I've noticed that the more I come into my true self, I get a sense of familiarity, like deja vu. The child in me knew the truth. Yes, I agree with that, Our Will. That is, you do get a sense and you feel that familiarity. It's just something that feels right. Okay, that's very true. That's very true. One Lost Spirit says, I appreciate you, brother. Gave $8. Thank you very much. Let's see. And Linda Henry says, thank you so much for breaking down the spiritual experience. You're definitely welcome, sister. As your soul being don't ask me why. Yeah, no, Pearl Henry says, I understand it's your soul contract and being to have that religious experience. Yeah, she says, don't ask me why. But that's true. We contract to have certain experiences. As a soul, we learn through opposites, guys. In other words, in order for you to gain wisdom, and goes back to I think it was Robert Johnson said something about the molester and the child molester. In order to learn forgiveness, you have to be put in a position to where you have to forgive somebody. Okay, and as a soul, that's the wisdom you gain. The child molester is the impetus for the molested to learn the lesson. Okay. And I know that might seem crazy from our finite human experience, but as a soul, you play thousands of parts. You're in movies, and I call the life a movie. It's like a movie. You're the director, but you're in 1,000 movies and you play 1,000 different parts. I know many men don't want to think about this, but fellas, y'all have lived as women. Plain and simple. You've had to understand. Some of you guys that are how can I say misogynist, y'all asses is gonna come back as a woman. Plain and simple. Because y'all gonna have to learn how you're making those women feel. It's just about you learning the lessons. And as a soul, to assimilate the lesson, you have to experience it. So yeah, so man, you're gonna everything every possible experience that a human being can have, you might have to experience it on some level. And you got to experience as a male, you got to experience as a female, maybe you might experience it as a lesbian, maybe you might experience as somebody gay, maybe you might experience as somebody black, you're gonna experience it as somebody white, you're gonna experience it as somebody old, somebody young. All of these things, and there are different things that are going to be happening through the human experience. And as a soul, you learn all along the way. All along the way, all the time. Let's see. And Shauna A says, how do I reach my spiritual awakening? Shauna, is something that's happening all the time. You just ask that question, you're going to start to getting ideas and lessons that you can make that happen. And it's not like you reach this pinnacle and then that's it. Your spiritual awakening and your spiritual lessons happen all the time. And I just went through all of these different experiences as different aspects of human beings. You're going to have lessons when you're young. When you're young, you're going to have lessons when you're old. So it's a constant evolution. It's not like you just reach this point and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm here now. No. You're gonna get your ass kicked different points at different points in your life. It's just how it works. Let's see here. And let's see. Malachi M says, are the Kemetic teachings that such on non-traditional sexuality, homosexuality, pansexuality, the Bible says is wrong, but I don't agree. I agree with you that it's not wrong. So Malachi, no, they don't teach on that. And it's not something, again, that was way, a lot of these teachings were long before the Bible, Malachi. And the Bible has, I'm sorry, the Bible has, the way that Christianity has taught a lot of these things is just, they fucked it up. That's the best way I can say it. So those ideas about homosexuality and stuff like that, and you probably weren't here in the beginning that I said that LGBTQ and gay, lesbian, homosexuality, whatever, you're welcome at Kemetic Center Living. Okay, you're welcome to be who you are. No judgment. No judgment. Nobody has a right to judge who you are and how you live, because your journey is yours and their journey is theirs. Okay. And people who want to try and dictate how other people are living, it's because you don't want to take care of your own shit. You so focused on somebody else, but your shit is messed up. And the way that the Christians did it, they judged people because they were taught that there are sinners, they're wretch, they're this, they're no good, they're unworthy. But they could always go look across the room and say, you know what? That MF over there is more unworthy than me. Ooh, yeah, he really messed up. Or she's really messed up. That's how it worked. As a Christian, you judge other people because you didn't even like your own self. Okay, and you had to find something wrong with other people. All right. Jeff Hall says, I'm currently in the class and have had a great birth chart reading that I refer back to often. Very powerful, a great experience. Thank you, Jeff Hall. Yeah, Jeff is saying that Voche did a birth chart reading for him. So I know many people have had great experiences with those for sure. Let's see. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go to the bottom of the hour here because I have somewhere I have to be here in about the next hour. So it's 12:23. Well, maybe I can save for another 20 minutes or so if you guys got questions. Let's see. Ali Alien, do you think there are aliens? Absolutely, positively. Think about it like this, Ali. We have billions of galaxies that have billions of stars, that have trillions of planets circling around them. Why would we be the only beings in the universe that get to enjoy all of that? It doesn't make sense to me. So I do believe that in some instance, in some time in the near future, that aliens are going to contact us and we're going to know it. But it's not going to be like the movie Aliens, where it's going to be scary and all this. They're coming to help. Okay? Hollywood wants to inject fear into us about this. Don't accept the fear. They're coming to help us, and many of them already are. So yes. Let's see. Crystal Broussard says, this class have literature, videos, books, you name it, for every question. I've been at it for months, and I'm still having these moments of enlightenment upon enlightenment. Reginald, thank you. Thank you for that, Crystal. I really appreciate that. So yeah, and a lot of things, really, guys, is what I'm doing is giving you the power to basically answer those questions for yourself and to feel confident in you and your own inner guidance to answer those questions for you, because that's really where it's going to come from, So it's not about me telling you how you should think and what you should believe. Is giving you your God self opening you up to your God self and you finding those answers for yourself, you know? So again, that was religion that wanted to try to tell you how to think, when to think, who to be, how somebody else should be. That's limited thinking. You are an expanded being. You are consciousness. You are God in human form that wants to experience everything. That's why you were created, because it was an avenue to experience something. Okay, plain and simple. But your journey is your journey, and nobody can have all the answers for your journey. Will some of our journeys be similar? Absolutely, and I can share my experiences with those. But there are some things and some aspects of your journey that I'll never understand. Okay, ever. And that's where you have to have the trust in you to basically understand your journey and to figure it out on your own. That's where at Kemetic Centered Living and the African Mind Rewire, I give you those tools. I give you processes, different methods in order to handle daily life, you know? So, and not only that, but in order to create a life, to create something more for yourself, you know, because that's what you are ultimately, is a creator. All right. See, she says, we're not alone. No, we are not. We are not alone. We are not alone. Lovely Lisa says, my father and brothers are pastors, and this has been an eye-opener. Absolutely, it is. But it's eye-opening in a way that is so freeing and empowering. It's like you can't deny it. Once you feel that freedom and that empowerment within you, you cannot deny this stuff. The only people that have issues with it are when they try to bring Christianity over to Kemetic spirituality. It's like, okay, I don't believe in Jesus, but everything else, it's gonna stay the same. No, you're coming to evolve. That's what this information is about. That's what this knowledge is about. Ooh, yeah, they want. Yeah, and then let's see, Nawage Kuba. Woo, your name is a hard one. But they ask is, why is it that when you tell religious people that you don't believe in what they believe in, they want to convert you? They think they're doing you a favor, and I get that. But part of it is that they have to do that for their own sanity, because somebody else is outside their box of thinking. And they think something is wrong with that, or something is wrong with that person. Or on some level, I think that they think something might be wrong with them, that, you know, wait a minute, this dude don't believe like I believe. Why is that? You know, so it's uncomfortable for them. It's uncomfortable. Let's see. Yeah, Amanda says, I believe religion is just a form of control. It absolutely is on a lot of levels. Let's see. See, yeah, Fort Law agree. You have to pick and choose who you share this knowledge with, and then only then you don't even have to pick and choose. It's just you just be you, and if the situation presents itself, then you can share it with them. But otherwise, you don't have to go in trying to convert people or You don't have to try to convert people to Kemetic spirituality. That's not what it's about. Because ultimately, again, it is about you evolving as a consciousness, not you trying to get other people. And this is where people have to understand. They're talking about the concept of ma'at, because ma'at is basically consciousness. Is on one level. It's what is today is our idea of consciousness. When you become that or have that Christ moment, that revelation, that realization, you upload something to your consciousness is evolved in that moment. Okay, your level of consciousness is raised. But as soon as you do that, you upload something to universal consciousness or universal mind. You have an individual mind aspect of you, which is consciousness, but then you upload it to the universal consciousness. Some people call it Akashic records, or have other names for it. But when you do upload it, that information is there for somebody when they reach that level of vibration, then they can download it. That's how consciousness and that's how society can be changed. It's not necessarily the physical thing. And don't get me wrong, the physical stuff is there. You need that push and pull sometimes. But the consciousness changes when you change from within, you upload it, somebody grabs it and download it. Because ultimately, you might be downloading when you reach that realization, you might have downloaded something somebody else learned and gained wisdom on. That's how powerful this knowledge is. So it ain't about you trying to change everybody else. It's about you evolving yourself, and through evolving yourself, you can evolve humanity. Okay, on a lot of different levels. That's deep. All right, Michael gave $20. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. All right. Let's see. And Fort Law says, don't you think it's important to keep a sense of humor? I agree with that 100%. And that's why I like to laugh, have fun, cut up, because it's really about putting yourself in a high vibrational state. And when you are feeling good, you're in a high vibrational state. When you're feeling low, you're in a low vibrational state. Plain and simple. Okay? So laughter is a good thing. Absolutely. Let's see. And Kenya B says, sign up for your class. I let religion go a long time ago. Now that I've signed up for your class, I am more open and in tune with me than ever before. Thank you. To know and love self is to know and love God. Absolutely, Kenya B. Woohoo! I agree with that one 100%. And thank you for that, for the kind words about my class. So yes, absolutely. And Kenya B gave $20 and she stated that. So thank you. Linda Kelly, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. See, Reggie Thomas says, I think they're talking about equal yoke, or y'all talking about something else in the chat room. So being equally yoked. Steer your family and friends to this channel. Let Reginald paint those keys again. Yeah. So Crystal Broussard says, steer your family and friends to this channel. Let Reginald plant those KCL nuggets. Absolutely. Just call me Johnny Appleseed. I'm planting seeds, man. That's what I do. Planting seeds and changing lives. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Absolutely. So yes, guys, it is an amazing journey, and it's one that to me, it's like have fun on this journey as much as you can. And I know in religion, it's like we were taught that you're not supposed to enjoy this life. It was sinful to even think about enjoying some aspect of it. That's not how the ancient Africans taught. That's not how they thought, not how they taught. Life was meant to be lived and enjoyed, you know? So that's part of what it's about. Let's see. What do you think about being resurrected in the present life? Yeah, I mean, symbolically speaking, you can be resurrected in the sense of when you learn something new, or you went through something, you dealt with it, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey man, this is how I want to do it, this is how I want to live, because it's like I can take this knowledge, for example, that I can show somebody these ideas and teach these ideas, and then all of a sudden something is reawakened in them, and something that they had in the back of their mind years ago that they wanted to do, now all of a sudden they reawaken. That to me is a resurrection, that you're wanting to do something more and do something different. Now that you've gotten this knowledge, you feel empowered to do it. You feel more bold that you can make it happen. So absolutely it can happen. So for sure. Oh, Renee Johnson gave $100. Woohoo! Renee, thank you. She says, thanks for all you do. And thank you, Renee. I really appreciate that. Ashe. Most definitely. Most definitely. But yeah, but enjoying this life, enjoying this journey, make some mistakes and learn from them. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's again, that's part of the process. You mess up, and then you figure out, you know what? I don't want to do that again. So I think I'm gonna try something else. That's a Christ moment. You messed up. You figured out you don't need to do that again. That's a Christ moment. You learn something. It's that simple. We make it too hard. We make it too hard, man. So it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. See. So there can be no resurrection without a crucifixion. Yeah, because in other words, you have to. I agree with that. Kenya B. You have to die in order to be re-resurrected, and that's what when you learn or when you figure out that new thing, the old you died. That was your crucifixion in a sense. Okay, symbolically, the old you died, and the new you was resurrected or reborn. That's on a symbolic level, absolutely. Let's see. Deborah Rose says, agree with you, Reggie. Get those rose quartz crystals out. Hey, hey, I'm a crystal person. I like those. Let's see. Let's see. Condition. Yep, I agree. My frequency. Yeah, we do that through conditioning. Let's see. Mike Peace, I ask because I feel as if the old me died 5 times because I'm no longer the old me and I can't imagine living the way again. No, you're right, Michael Peaks. On a symbolic and consciousness level, you're absolutely right. The old you died, and you are literally a new you. I'm guys, you got to think there are thousands, millions of possibilities. This is where you got to understand the science of it. When you're talking about the science of the double slit experiment and the wave, okay? The wave is there are infinite number of possibilities, so it just looks like one wave, but it becomes a particle when you focus and observe it, okay? Or it becomes an experience. So yes, you have many thousands of times that you make those realizations. There's many thousands of you that are in that wave, and when you change and come and you have that Christ moment, it's like you switch to a new you. That's crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what it is. You have an infinite number of views that you can experience this universe through. And when you raise your vibration, you connect with, or your consciousness connects with that new you. I know that's going like way deep, guys, but that's it. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. I'm just looking here, guys. Looking. Okay, in my life. Venus Black says, I had many resurrections in my life. Absolutely. We all do. We all do. And if we're not, then we're dead. I mean, it's like if you're not evolving, you're being reborn all the time when you're evolving. It's just part of the experience, guys. It's a beautiful thing. And just but we've been taught not to enjoy that, to avoid that, avoid change. You're supposed to think this way, and that's the end of it. That's it. No. Evolve, have fun, change your mind about stuff, learn new things. That's what evolving is about, you know? And again, if you mess up, well, I don't like that, so I'm gonna go another direction. That's learning, all the time. Lovely Laura gave $49.99. Thank you. Woohoo! Thank you, lovely Laura. I appreciate that. Let's see. See, it's new, but it's lonely out here. I feel you. Let's say this baby blue grace. I feel you. You got to find some people. You're here with this community, KCL. You're connecting here, so you know you're not alone now. So you can connect with us all the time. Let's see. M. Lane said, what's the purpose of reincarnation? It's I'll give you an analogy. Reincarnation is like starting a new day. Okay. So every night we go to sleep and we can reset our life each day that we wake up. We can start doing something doing something new every day that we wake up. For a soul, reincarnation is like going to sleep and waking up and resetting a new day, but you're in a new body, doing new things, doing whatever. Okay. So reincarnation is just, the ability of the soul to reset, to go a different direction, learn something new, learn something different. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, guys, see, I get to doing all this talking and stuff, man, and I forget. And because I got to run out of here. But guys, hey, I do have to run. I want to thank you again for being here, all you guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate you being here and just sharing this with me. Voche, thank you for coming and moderating today. I really appreciate you. Always makes the room good. So all my KCL and Aftermind Rewire family, thank you guys for being here. All you guys that gave, I really appreciate you. Again, you're priming the pump. Thank you very much. We'll do this again. Let's see. I'm going to start doing in my class. I'm going to start doing these Zoom meetings twice every month. So guys, it's the first Saturday in May. I think it might be May 1st. But we're going to have a Zoom meeting. So if you're in my class, then come on in. Come to the Zoom meeting. This is where we get to see each other and actually talk to each other instead of typing. I really like that part about the Zoom meetings. So we're going to start having 2 of those instead of 1 a month. Okay. So I'll have to see my YouTube family when we're going to have this next one, but I'll put I'll put it up again so you can get a notification of it. Okay. So when we're going to have this meeting again. But I'm thinking I might do a weekday. So we usually do them on a Wednesday night. So I think my next one will probably be on a Wednesday night. But probably I'm going to start looking at doing those at least twice a month. So on a Wednesday night, because I know everybody can't be here on a Saturday, and then on a Saturday morning. So we'll do that. But again, thank you very much, guys. I'm going to sign out now, and y'all have a great and wonderful rest of the day. Okay. All right.